welcome back to the Retro Review. I am the Bearded Geek. Joining me as always is Mikey the Freak.
What's up?
And Bebo. Today we are going to be discussing the 1999?
Yes.
Yeah, 1999 movie, The Boondock Saints. Bebo, why don't you tell us a little bit about this movie?
Basically, two Irish Catholic brothers become vigilantes and wipe out Boston's criminal underworld in the name of God. Pretty much the easiest way to explain it.
You
got two Irish brothers feel like they've been called by God to take out basically the bad people, the criminal people of the world. Stars Sean Patrick Flannery and Norman Reedus as the two brothers, Connor and Murphy. They have a buddy who is like a bagman or number runner named Rocco.
Spaz. He's a damn spaz.
With the Italian mafia.
Crazy bastard.
He's crazy, but he's dumber than shit. Basically. And he ends up kind of helping him in the process as well. But I've known this movie for quite a while. I'm a fan of it and the sequel. I'll go with your guys' opinions on it first. Let's start with the Bearded Geek.
It was. Where to start? Yeah.
Be careful.
Yeah. Okay. Because I don't want to give too much away on my ranking on it. This was definitely a departure from our normal review. This took more of a serious movie, more of a drama, crime, thriller, something a little different than what we normally review. It was hard for me to get past the fake Norman Reedus accent. The Irish accent on Norman Reedus was just, it was.
You can say garbage. It's okay. You can say
garbage.
Yeah, it was garbage. It was pretty bad.
Very unbelievable.
Over the top. He sounded like the.
Not only is it over the top, but as you're watching the movie, you can hear him slip in and out of it.
Yeah, I was expecting him to start eating a bowl of Lucky Charms. That is how bad I thought that this was. That being said, it was an interesting movie. It had plenty of action. It had boobies, so that's always a plus.
Boobies.
It had a boob.
It had a boob. Which close enough.
That ups the ranking on my scale.
Yes. But it was an interesting movie. It was shot very well. It was acting very well. I did enjoy the acting in this movie. Other than that, Mikey the Freak, tell us what you thought of it.
It was definitely different than what we've watched in the past. The gunfights were pretty good. I loved like William Defoe's character, the detective, that when he tries to explain it at the house, the gunfight, it's like he's explaining like there's 6 men and they're lighting them up on the porch, and then the detective, the other guy, was like, well, maybe it was one man with 6 guns, and they're just like, shut up.
I liked how every time the one dude gave a wrong answer, he's like, all right, I want a cup of coffee.
Coffee. Now I might need a donut now.
I want a bagel.
So William Defoe's character was a very cocky, thinks he knows it all detective, and when the opening scene, he starts to get it right and starts to put everything together, and I was like, that's pretty good. It's like he read the script, and it was and then he kind of just basically belittles the other 3 detectives, and they have no clue what they're talking about, whatever. So it was pretty interesting how when he explains it, and they do like the flashback and shows how it happened. So the action was very well done. The gunfights very well done as well. I agree. I didn't like the Norman Reedus's accent at all. But it was there was bits and pieces where I thought was kind of cool with the scene in the how they explained, what was it, the parlor, the naked parlor, the whorehouse, when when they went in and they shot Ron Jeremy. Who kills Ron Jeremy? That's bullshit. Why did you kill Ron Jeremy? It's messed up.
Jealousy.
Jealousy.
I think it was. But so I thought that was a cool cameo by Ron Jeremy being in the movie. Yeah. And that was my highlights. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I wanted to backtrack on what you said earlier about how when William Defoe's character was explaining what happened and they showed him in the actual, reenactment, like he was reenacting it and in the flashback. So it was like him in the scene. That was really cool, especially like when he was doing the finger guns and everything. That was really cool shot. It was an interesting take on something that I don't think I've seen. Before. So that was really.
And when
cool.
he figures out, he goes, "How did gun 1 is over there and gun 2's over there?" And he goes, "How did gun 1's bullet go over there?" And they're like, when he goes, like it was like lights. He figured it out. Like that one, Rocco's character was definitely not a professional hitman, but he wanted to be part of that. Once they figured out the accident with them falling through the ceiling and actually being able to shoot everybody, spinning, which it looked like it was an accident, but they played it off pretty well. So I thought that was kind of a cool scene too when they were spinning and shooting, almost like a Mission Impossible type scene.
Why can't they just say rope? Like I had no clue what they were talking about. Get your rope. Get your rope.
The rope.
Yeah.
The rope.
What is a
I can't do the accent.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you talking? I'm sitting there thinking to myself, what is he talking about? I don't know what he's talking about. And then he goes and grabbed this black rope, and I'm like, oh, rope.
But we're not Irish, so I think that's why we're not Irish, so we don't understand the accent as much as we think we might. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, you pat it right. It was well shot. Interesting movie, but yeah, I'm not going into my
ranking
mine yet. Yeah, I'm not going into mine yet. So just part of that, that's what I've got.
All right.
What you got,
Bieber? I've always been a fan of this movie, why I picked it. But the like you guys said, Norman Reedus's Irish accent was just straight up garbage. I love Norman Reedus, but the accent in this movie sucks so bad. I do love William Defoe's character and how he breaks down the scene and how he kind of figured it out. I did love though at the house when they meet El Duce, the Duke, when he's trying to figure out what happened and he's basically losing his fucking mind at this point.
So
crawling through the damn bushes and shit, going ape shit, crazy.
Let me ask you, Mikey, when they called him the Duke, what'd you think of
the Duke?
Because I thought of Major League right away.
The Duke. Oh yeah. No, I don't know if I was paying attention enough to hear that.
I thought of Major League the Duke. Sorry, that was a little sidetrack on that, but go ahead, Bebo.
No, I mean, I like the movie. I like the relationship between the brothers. How one of my favorite things is every time they get into a fight, Sean Patrick Flannery's character, Connor, if anybody tries to help his brother in a fight, he's like, get off of him. He can fucking handle himself.
Yeah.
Like he's real big about like, if you're going to start a fight, you got to finish it yourself. We ain't helping you.
Yeah.
Because he did the same thing with Rocco when they busted into the garage during the poker party.
Oh yeah.
Which I thought was funny. I did like William Defoe's character. I thought that he was very smart in how he figured things out, and stuff like that.
Very smart and very eccentric.
Yes, very eccentric.
Oh yeah.
I do love the fact that he kept giving the Boston cops, those 3 detectives, just so much shit throughout the movie. Especially the one where he's always like, go get me a cup of coffee. You know what? Next time I think I may want a bagel with my coffee. You
saw the progression. Like the dude actually got scared to answer questions.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And then the excuse me, I like the fact that they had the prayer that they always did with like the final boss.
Yeah.
Put the pennies in the eyes and everything.
Right. Yeah. To pay the fare and stuff. So I just was kind of a fan of that. But like you guys also said, the movie itself was shot well. It didn't have a big budget. It was done in 32 days, the movie.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah. It was filmed in 32 days. So it is a movie I recommend to people, but I don't know that I'd recommend it to everyone. It would be people that I know of who have a liking for movies such as this one.
Yeah.
If you're more into like sci-fi, comedy, stuff like that, maybe not really your cup of tea. So it is kind of a case by case basis that I would recommend this particular film. Let's go ahead and go to the rankings. Let's start with the Bearded Geek.
All right, not a problem. I'm gonna give it a straight 5. It's right in the middle, only because it's not a comedy, which is more what I like, and stuff like that. It's well shot. There's nothing really wrong with the movie, except it felt that sometimes it was slow paced, and it was sometimes it was hard to understand what they were saying because of the thick Irish accent. So you know what? I'm gonna give it a 6. I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna go up. It's better. It's better.
Get the movie.
Yeah,
the movie makes it from a 5 to 6.
Yeah, the movie gave it a 6. But yeah, a 6 because it's better than right in the middle of the road. I'll give it that for sure. It was shot real well. The acting was real well. There was a good action, but as far as something that I'd watch again or recommend to somebody, probably not. But
what you're saying is it would have been a 7 had it not been for Norman Reedus's Irish accent. I got you. It's okay.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe. Like I said, I couldn't understand some of the things that they were saying. And because Norman Reedus's accent was really bad. And he would talk real soft. It's Norman Reedus. He always talks soft.
Yeah,
so,
he's not a very projected, person.
So I'm going to give it a 6. How about you, Mikey the Freak?
Yeah, I'm on the same road. I like Norman Reedus in The Walking Dead, and a lot of the stuff that he's done is that very low, raspy type voice. So when he tried to do the Irish accent, to me, he had to get really loud to understand that it was an Irish accent, because literally he sounded just like he did in The Walking Dead when he would talk so low.
Yeah,
I never heard the Irish accent unless he started to project his voice out there. So
you and your effing rop.
Yeah. So it's I did like Sean Patrick Flannery in this. It is one of his better movies, I think. For not being an over the top great movie. Action was good, gunfights were good. William Defoe's character, I think, did it for me. I think that's kind of what made this movie up a little bit higher than what I would normally give it.
It did have a great cast. It did have a great cast.
I mean, and him, I think detectives actually act like that when they're so close to like clues and solving a crime. And he went crazy when they end up spraying ammonia on the blood, so they couldn't get a very good sample when it was on the house. And that's what drove him nuts. He's like, man, they're right here. I can picture who they are, and I'm trying to catch them, and they just keep slipping away. I have no hard evidence. And then, of course, we know what happens towards the end as well. So I won't give it away in case anybody does want to watch the movie. But the just on that alone, I'm in the same ballpark. I'm around a 6, maybe 6.5 tops. Just because I definitely wouldn't recommend this to a lot of my friends. They do like comedies and they like sci-fi, and but some of them do like action, so they might want to take a look. So if you do like action movies, it would be a good movie to take a look at. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. And if it came on, I'd probably turn the channel. I don't think I would be able to sit through and watch it again just because of that. So 6.5. I'll go with a 6.5.
Bebo, how about you, man? How would you actually rank this?
I'm a little higher than y'all, but for me, it's
12?
more of the fact. Yeah, 12. It would have been a 13, but that damn accent.
Yeah.
No,
got
for
me
me, it's going to be a little higher, just because of the type of movies I like. This does rank up there with them. I've been a fan of this movie for years. This does have, and this is one of those ones that has a cult type following. You know, and it is a select group of people. It's not like, you know, it's kind of like if you think about like Doctor Who fans, you know, not everybody loves or appreciates Doctor Who, but if you're a Whovian, you understand it, you get everything.
Yeah.
So this is basically the same thing with this movie. I would probably give it an 8 for myself. I'm not going to give it like a 9 or 10, but I would give it an 8. It goes past 7.5 because of the boob. But I do like this movie, and if I knew someone who would like this style of movie, it is something I would recommend to them. But again, it does have to be the right type of person. This isn't like your typical movie you can just suggest to everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine you'd have to like you know, like The Godfather or gangster type movies to appreciate
this is very a gangster type movie, mob style movie.
Yeah.
You know, and you've also got to be able to appreciate the other things. By the way, just a little side tidbit for those of y'all who don't know, the fuck ass bartender, the one who's got Tourette's and just keeps saying fuck.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead, say it.
That is the guy who played, his name in this movie is Doc. He also played another Doc on Fraggle Rock.
Yes.
He was on Fraggle Rock.
I got thanks for the related reels giveaway. No, I didn't pick him.
But no, he did play the human with the dog that you know occasionally see on Fraggle Rock. And I never pieced that together until I watched the second movie and listened to the audio commentary, and the director said that. I was like, I'll be damned, it is that guy.
All right. Well, what do we have for some movie trivia then, Defoe?
I got
That's one of them.
No, I got a few things here, just a couple. One that I thought was kind of funny is Sir Billy Connolly, who plays Il Duce, was so stoked to be playing a part that was like against his type because he's a comedian and he usually, you know, is in a comedic role of some kind. He was so stoked to be playing against the type in the role of Il Duce and having so much fun playing a psycho with guns strapped all over him that the cigar he always has, they had to add that because if they didn't, he was smiling the entire time. He couldn't stop smiling. They literally made him do the cigar so he wouldn't smile.
That's hilarious.
The word fuck and its derivatives are used a total of 246 times in the film. And that is one of my favorite scenes, is where Rocco goes, "What the fuck? When the fuck?" And he just kept saying that. And they're like, well, that definitely illustrates the diversity of the word. You know, I thought that was funny. The movie itself was actually given a limited release in the United States due to the Columbine massacre.
I remember that.
This was released only in 5 theaters and only for 1 week. However, it later developed such a large cult following success from word of mouth from the DVD sales that they eventually followed up with the Boondock Saints All Saints Day in 2009. So it took roughly 10 years for the sequel to be made.
Oh, wow.
So that was in 2009, and then they're just now starting pre-production on the third one. And the third one's taken so long because, from what I understand, the director and writer of all the films, Troy Duffy and Sean Patrick Flannery, had kind of a tiff, and I guess they finally squashed it or whatever, but they're finally putting that in. So
interesting.
It was shot, like I said, in 32 days. And the other thing I thought was funny is the character David Dello Rocco, or Rock, is actually named after the actor who actually plays him. His actual name is David Dello Rocco, because it was actually written based for him. It's like supposed to be how he is. Those are just a few things. There's a lot of stuff in here. The last thing I thought was funny, just another thing that they threw in here, was the body count. The body count for this movie is 33 and one cat.
Yes, one cat. If you're an animal lover, don't watch the movie.
Damn it!
What the?
I can't believe that just fucking happened.
Oh yeah, that was like, holy shit.
But my favorite thing after that happened is when he comes into the apartment saying, "We gotta go," and his girlfriend and her friend are there, and she's like, "Where's my cat?
I shot
what's his name, bitch?"
Yeah.
If you can tell me his name, I'll shoot myself in the head. And they're like, and she's like, Skippy. Oh, what color is it, bitch? Hey, you can't talk to my friend that way. Shut your fat ass.
All right, Mikey the Freak, what do we have for some related reels, man?
Yeah, I kind of went with really the main characters. Some of the other characters I just didn't really have much for. So we'll talk about Norman Reedus first, which plays Murph. He had, of course, The Walking Dead, which is probably has been right now his most iconic role, which is going to be in the last season. Part 1 is on tonight. Episode 2 on tonight. So we got that very good character he plays in The Walking Dead. He was in the voice. He was the voice in Turbo. The animated.
He was on The Voice.
He was on The Voice. He was on the Great singer. He used an Irish accent and was voted off. But he was a voice in the movie Turbo about the snail, which is actually a very cute movie. I like Turbo. A lot of A+ actors in that one for the voices. And then he was in the movie Vacation, which was the newer National Lampoon's Vacation. He was the trucker that was following them around the country. So I thought that was kind of fun. I'm like, oh shit, that was Norman Reedus in Vacation. That was good. And I got Sean Patrick Flannery, the other main character. Suicide Kings is probably one of I'd say my second favorite Sean Patrick Flannery film. So definitely check out Suicide Kings. It's a great movie. He was in Saw: The Final Chapter. He was a main character in Saw: The Final Chapter, which I'm a huge Saw fan. Every 1,000, and I heard they're coming out with another one. They definitely need to stop. Please stop. And he was in the show.
It keeps making money, man. If it's making money, they're going to keep making it.
I know. It's crazy as shit. He was in The Boys also. He had a part in The Boys. And then the last one I've really got is William Defoe. And of course, we all know William Defoe from Spider-Man and the new Spider-Man movie that just came out, Green Goblin, absolutely.
And what's his name again?
Willem.
Thank you.
Willem Dafoe.
It sounds like you're saying William Dafoe.
Oh no, Willem. Yeah. No, it's Willem Dafoe. And then Murder on the Orient Express, also a A+ character cast of characters. A very good movie. If you haven't seen
I actually haven't, and I really want to.
Yeah, it is I like that movie. It's a very, very good movie. So that's Murder on the Orient Express. And also he had a part in Once Upon a Time in Mexico, which I thought that's within.
That's right. He played the father or something, didn't he?
Yeah. Antonio Banderas.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he had a part in that. And the last actor I really wanted to talk about was Ron Jeremy. So Ron Jeremy has some great movies. If you haven't seen them, I wasn't going to put any names on here, but if you haven't seen any of Ron Jeremy's, he's a great actor. Just huge actor. I love it. So yeah, check those out. Oh, sorry. I had to. I had to. I had to.
And just remember, he had a very small part in this movie.
Yeah.
Very, very small part.
Yeah.
Small part. It was about 11 scenes, maybe 10 scenes. I think he had, give or take. I don't know. But who's measuring? Oh,
as we come to a close. As we come to a close, do all the YouTuber things. Give us a good old thumbing, Ron Jeremy. Give us a good old thumbing. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, tell us what you'd like us to review. We're open to any suggestions. Oh man, I do believe that does it for this episode of Back to the Retro Review. For Mikey the Freak and Bebo, I am the Bitty Geek saying keep it retro, everybody.
See ya.
See ya.